Yeah, so when we are going to be sending our data in the form of packet, so in such a case, your failure is going to get reduced, and that one is actually getting ensured by packetization. Now, what is the next advantage of using your network layer service? So whenever it is going to be a traffic, so what it will do, it is going to be, this network layer is actually going to be creating collisions, and it is going to be creating broadcasting the domain. So with the help of that, it is going to be addressing your traffic on your network layer. Okay, so what we can say, it how it is actually going to be helpful by creating collisions, and also it at the same time it is going to be ensuring that it is broadcasting the domains and broadcast the domains. So with the help of that, it is going to be controlling the traffic. All right, now when you are going to be using your network layer, at that particular time you are going to be sending your packets from your one layer to the another one. So that is the most important service which is offered by your network layer service. All right, so basically here what is actually there, so source to destination delivery. All right, now I will actually be showing you, since we are repeatedly saying source to layer, the source to destination delivery, so how does it actually happen? Okay, so here we are going to be having your end system. So that system is actually going to be responsible for, like, we are going to be having a source as well as the destination. All right, now this particular one is going to be using a link, and with the help of that link it is going to be using intermediate system. Okay, so here we will have a link, and with the help of this we will use intermediate system. All right, now after this what is going to happen, it is going to be breaking down this link into two links, and how that is actually going to be helpful for your end-to-end delivery. So what we will be doing, we are going to be having this delivery at various points. I will be showing it to you. So this is going to be your first point, and this one is going to be your second point. So in middle of that we will be having your hop to hop delivery. All right, now after this intermediate system, we are going to be breaking this link into two parts, and those ones are going to be going to your intermediate system. So from here we are going to be breaking it into your first link and your second link, and from this link we are going to be having some intermediate system. So I'm just mentioning IS. Here also IS, here also IS. Now this was your first one. From here as well we are going to be having your hop to hop delivery from this particular point to this particular point. So here also we are getting hop to hop delivery. All right, now from this intermediate system we are going to be connected to a link, and from that link we are going to be having a end system present even at that point. So from here we will be having a link here as well as here, and these two are going to be passing the information to your end system. So this one is going to be your end system. So from here till here again we will be having hop to hop delivery. So you can see how it actually got broke down, and instead of ensuring the entire one, we are maintaining it at different levels, and all those different levels are ensuring the hop to hop delivery. So from here also some end system. All right, so that is how you can see how your source to destination delivery is happening. So this is your source and this is your destination. So we can see here we are ensuring source to destination delivery. So with the help of this, we are actually ensuring that how your data is going to be flowing. So this is how I have shown you. Now if I have to show you in the terms of your layers, how the data is actually going to be there. So we are going to be having, like, I'm actually going to be taking three of your layers. So a physical layer, data layer, and your network layer. And I'm going to be showing you, like, this one I took as A, B, Let us say this one is going to be your C and this one is going to be your D points. Now I'm just going to be showing you how the data is actually going to be flowing from these points. All right. So let me just show it to you here. So we will be having all of your three layers here. So this one is your network layer. This one is going to be your data layer, and then we will be having your physical layer. And this particular one is going to be for your point A. Then I'll show you for B, C and D as well. So I'm just drawing out blocks for now for all these different points, and then I will show you how the data is actually flowing. So this is how all your layers are going to be there. What it is actually going to do at B and C, let me just split it down into two parts because here we are breaking it into packets, right? So I'll be just breaking it down like this. Alright, now when you will have to send a data, how it will be passing, it is going to be coming from first your network layer, then it is going to go to your network layer. From there it will come to your physical layer, and after that it is going to go for your point B. So like this is how it will be coming. Now since I am saying point to point hopping is going to be there, so from here it is going to come here. First it will go to the B points physical layer, then data link layer, and then your network layer. So that is how the data is going to be flowing. After that, for the second one, it is going to be flowing like this. Similarly, this is how your data is going to be flowing. And then it is going to reach to your destination. So this was your source and this is your destination. So you can see how the data is actually flowing from your source to your destination. All right. Now, if you are going to be discussing about all these things, we will also be discussing about some of your design issues which we have with our network layer. So let's discuss about that. Design issues with network layer. All right. So, like what is the key design issue which we have actually figured out when we were sending our packets from your source to destination, that whatever your routes you are using here, so that one are going to be based upon some of your static tables, and those ones are going to be wired to your network. So since they are wired to your network, so you can consider they are going to be rarely changed. So what is going to happen in such a case? They are going to be highly dynamic, and since they are going to be highly dynamic, so it can also be reflecting the current network load. All right. So we can say, what is the first design issue? Reflection of current network load. All right. Now after that, what and all things it can actually offer you. So we can actually have lots of packets in our subnet at a point. So what it will do, it is actually going to be forming a bottleneck, because in such a case you are going to be seeing the situation of congestion, and that is also going to be belonging to your network layer. So we can say the second point is congestion belonging to network layer. All right. Apart from that, what and all issues do we have with our network layer? So in such a case we are going to be also considering our quality. So the quality of the services which this network layer is also going to be providing, so that is also going to be one of your issue. And when you are going to be sending a packet from your one network to the another one, so what and all problems it can actually have. So whatever issues we are going to be having, so issues while sending a packet. So the first one which you can have is, let us say your source is having a different protocol and your destination is having a different protocol. So in such a case, it can actually create a issue. So we can say the first issue is going to be protocol may be different. All right. What can be the another one? So let us say you are if you have the addresses for your second network, that can be different from the first one. So here, if we are having one network and here you are having another network. So probably when you were here, your address was different. When you are reaching here, your address may change. So that can be one of your issue. Apart from that, what can happen when you are sending it from one network to the another one? What if another one is not at all accepting it? So in such a case, that actually becomes one of your issue when you are going to be dealing with your network layer. Now the next one which we have here is quality of service. Quality of service. This one you can also say as QoS. So in this particular one, what is going to happen? When you are going to be considering your quality of service, so in such a case, we also provide you the ability when you are having a different priority to your different application. So at that particular time, it is not just going to be limited to your different application, it can be also be there with your different users or your different data flows. And in such a case, what actually happens, we are actually considering the level of performance to your flow of data, and that one is going to be covered under your quality of service. So what we can say in this particular one, we see a flow which we have to attain. Also, when we are going to be talking about your quality of service, so this one is actually going to be the providing you the overall performance of the computer network. So we can say provides overall performance of the computer network. All right. And here when you are going to be talking about the performance, so mainly it is going to be seen by the users of the network. Okay. So that is what we are having in your quality of service. Now inside that we are having some of your flow characteristics which are provided by your quality of service. So let's discuss what and all flow characteristics we have. So flow characteristics. So what and all do we have here? So we are going to be having lots of attributes which are going to be attached to your flow, and those ones are going to be actually enhancing your flow. So what and all those will be there. So reliability, your bandwidth, your jitter, your delay. So all those are going to be coming inside your flow characteristics. So it can be reliability, jitter, bandwidth, and your delay. So these are going to be your flow characteristics. All right. So if I have to just draw it down, how it is going to be there. So we can say flow characteristics. And inside that, we are just going to be linking all of these. So we will have reliability, we will have delay, we will have bandwidth, and we will also be having your jitter. So that is how all these flow characteristics are going to be there. Now, for all of these, we are also going to be discussing about some of the solutions for your quality of service. So, solution for quality of service. So, what and all solutions do we have for the same? So, in such a case, if you really want to actually work upon your quality of service, so what you can do it with the help of some of your tools and some of your techniques which you have, and the two solutions which you will be having. So the first one is going to be your jitter buffer. So what is your jitter buffer? So in this particular one, it is going to be providing you a temporary storage, and that particular storage you can use for your incoming data. So whatever your incoming data is going to be there, this one is going to be storing all of that. And how it is actually going to be helpful? So this one is going to be helpful when you are going to be sending your data on your packet based networks. So if you're just sending your data in the form of your packet, so this one is going to be extremely helpful, because this one is also going to be ensuring that whatever your data is actually there, that is flowing in the continuous manner, and that one is not getting disturbed. So it is actually doing that by smoothing out the packet arrival time. So if the packet arrival time is actually smoothened, so what is going to happen? So if you are going to be having the network congestion, so in that particular case, it is going to be ensuring the quality there. Now what the next one is going to be there? So that one is going to be traffic shaping. So what and all do we have in your traffic shaping? So in this particular one, we are going to be controlling your congestion. So how we can do it? By regulating your network data. And at that particular time, we are also be performing some of your delay. And then what we will be doing, we are also be seeing that, okay, if something is least important or if something is not important, so let's send it later. Let's not send each and everything at the same time. So in this particular one, what and all things we actually include. So when you're going to be dealing with your quality of service, so in that one, you're going to be seeing whatever your service level agreement is going to be there, and that agreement should actually be signed by your organization when you're going to be providing this quality service. So that one is going to be enhancing the overall performance of your system. So now what and all types of quality of service solutions are available? So let's discuss about that. So types of quality service solutions. So we are basically having two types of solutions. So the first one is going to be a stateless solution. So what and all do we have in your stateless solution? So in this particular one, your server is not required to keep or store the server information or session details to itself. Because why to actually keep each and every information at all the points? Because that is actually going to be increasing the load of the access data. All right, so in this particular one, what we are going to be maintaining, that your routers will actually maintain that no fine-grained state about the traffic. And one positive factor of this is that it is actually going to be a scalable and it will be robust. But also if you are going to be seeing at the weaker service parts of there, that we are not actually ensuring, we are not providing any guarantee that there is going to be any performance delay or not. So if we are going to be encountering any of such things, it is not going to be hold responsible for that. So in this particular one, what is going to happen? Your server and client are going to be loosely coupled and they both can actually act together. So this one is going to be there in your stateless, because in that particular one, we are not going to be considered about what the state of the system is going to be there. The second one which we will be having is stateful solution. So when we are going to be talking about the stateful solution, so in that particular one, your server is going to be maintaining the current state and your session information. So it is going to be taking care of both of the things, and your router is actually going to be maintaining the state, because here flow is actually important. So if flow is important in providing the quality of service, so we will even have to maintain that per flow state as well. And that particular one is going to be providing the powerful service, and what and all those services are there, like your guaranteed service and your high resource utilization, and it is also going to be providing the protection, and it is not like whatever things you are going to be using here, so that is actually going to be a less scalable and robust. So in this particular one, your server and your client are going to be tightly bound. All right, now if we are going to be looking at what and all quality of service parameters we will be having, so it is going to be the various ones. So let me just write it down for you people. So quality of service parameters. So what and all parameters are we going to be having? So first one is going to be your packet loss. All right. So you know what actually happens. So whenever you are going to be dealing with your network links, there can be a time when it is going to become congested. So at that particular time, what will happen? Your routers and your switches will start dropping the packages. And when these packages are going to get dropped during the real-time communication, like your audio or the video, so in that particular time, your session can experience jitters and gaps in the speech. And this is something which you must have observed while watching some online video, or at the time of streaming the videos and all. So all those things actually come in your packet loss, because some of your packets actually get lost while transmitting it from one end to the another one. The second one which we have is jitter. So what actually happens whenever you are going to be having a congested network? So at that particular time, it changes the route. So it is not going to be following the normal one, it is going to be changing it to some other one which is not having any congestion. So at that particular time, whatever the audio communication is there, that one is going to be degrading the quality for the same. So at a times you must have seen, even at the time of live streaming and all, what happens, your voice actually degrades from one point to the another one. So that is happening because of the jitter. Apart from that, we are going to be talking even about the latency here. So what happens in the latency? In that particular one, you are going to be having some of the time delay, which particular time is actually taken by one packet to travel from the source to destination. And if you're going to be having a very amazing system, so in that particular case, you are going to be having a latency which is going to be as low as possible. It should be actually close to the zero. The next parameter which we will be having is going to be your bandwidth. So when we are going to be talking about the bandwidth, what bandwidth actually does, it is going to be providing the capacity to a network channel, which will be transmitting maximum possible data throughout it in the lesser amount of time. We are not going to be considering the entire time. We are going to be just doing it in the lesser amount of time. And what quality of service does here, it optimizes a network by maintaining its bandwidth, and also at the same time it is going to be setting the priorities, like which resources are actually important, which one we should be considering as compared to the other applications. All right, so these are going to be the various parameters which we will be considering. And one more is there, that is mean opinion score. So mean opinion score. So what actually happened? We are actually going to be requiring a metric, and that metric is going to be providing the rating to the audio quality to a scale of 5. So in such a case, since it is going to be on the scale of 5, so 1 is going to be the lowest and 5 is going to be the highest. So that is what we are going to be doing in our network layer. Now the next one which we will be discussing is going to be your transport layer. So let's get started.